right, Ustream on the left.
Okay.
Okay, and this will be IG.
And your head is being chopped off, and Instagram is just blending in with the background.
And there's a glaring light. Glaring, like the way that my shiny bald head has never quite been so
We need makeup
shiny.
in here? Powder? Makeup.
And then here comes HR Puffin stuff, giant size pom-pom, and gets me boom with. Oh no, we are not going live now.
What? We're live.
It can't be true. Oh wait, we've got one more step to that process. We'll see if that works
One more
too.
thing. And
Okay.
Instagram, checking,
What's going on?
checking.
Checking connection. It's like waiting for the gremlin to blow up in the microwave. We're watching slowly on this other tablet to see if it
we're
actually
having
works.
trouble.
Yeah, that's always the way it is.
Okay.
Hey guys, if it is live, then great. This is not Memorex. If it is live, then even better. Better than being dead. Because, you know, what's the Klingon saying about today is a good day to die. Yes. Kapla. Hey, we're live on the interwebs. This is the OneRing.net. You might recognize it. You might know you're here because you're here. It's Torn Tuesday.
Woohoo!
Yeehaw! Start live video again on IG. I'll try it. It's not going to work. We'll hit it 3 or 4 times.
Hi to whoever
It
just
won't work.
said hi to Cliff and Chelsea.
Hey, Cliff and Chelsea. Let's Aerovandi. Can I get a big round of applause as we begin our very special, well, we're deep into our 7th year now of the OneRing.net Torn Tuesdays. And now I'm joined by, and I'm so happy to announce that Chelsea Schwartz from High Voltage Magazine, rock and roller and gamer girl extraordinaire, this lovely lady right here is going to be joining us, and she's going to be my amiable co-host here on Torn Tuesday. Welcome aboard! Welcome.
I'm excited.
Welcome to the treehouse. Sitting up here with Mary and Pippin.
Haven't been here in a couple of years. Ever since when Billy Boyd was here, around the time B-Cake was in town.
That's right. That was like, but you get to come back on the regular now. We get to see you at least monthly, at least.
Yep, once a month, first Tuesday of the month.
Aunt Flo, coming to visit. It's going to be fabulous. I'm sorry, but hey, it's the OneRing.net. It's Torn Tuesday. What are you guys doing? Chelsea Schwartz, give everyone a big round of applause. Yay. I'm very happy to, you know, share the driver's seat, as I sometimes do with Justin, and now with you, my dear, bringing her perspectives and her wit and wisdom to Torn Tuesday. Yes, bring it, Chelsea Schwartz.
Woo-hoo.
There's your intro.
Yeah, it's a very lovely intro. I don't even know what to say to that, honestly. I feel very flattered.
You should see me when I'm sober.
Nice Groucho.
With my little cigar. But hey, everybody, I'm a floating green head. Maybe because of a green shirt. Maybe I'm a floating pale head.
I think you're okay.
This is the egghead day without the, you know, the usual hair cut that I usually have. I actually went, zzz, it's all gone now. And I took my hat off because it's a hot, hot summer day. And I'm going without the hat. And you guys, you always enjoy my playful hats, but no hat today. This is the heat of summer 2017.
There's actually a really amazing hat going on. It's just invisible.
Invisible green hat. Yeah, that's right. We're hitting heat waves. There's like record-breaking hot temperatures in California.
Heat waves, humidity, which I'm from Texas, and Texas is 98% humidity all the time, and that's why I left Texas.
Oh, me. Oh my gosh, tell me about it. So, in honor of the heat of the day, I've got a variety of different fun glasses. I'll be changing different glasses to get through this hot summer day. This is the summer edition. I should have brought my beach towel as well and my sunscreen.
No, next week.
Oh, good, yes. Oh, good, yeah, I've got some fun ones. Lots of glasses for us. I've got a tablet upon which we can Skype. You guys can get in touch with us live, as we always do it. Torn Tuesday's a live stream brought to you by the wonderful folks working at XSN and Justin Sewell, who's behind the scenes, and hosted by Meltdown Comics. We're live, so come and join us. There's the hotline number. Chelsea and I are waiting for your questions and your frivolous comments, because frivolity is the word of the day. Frivolity. The word of the day is frivolity.
Frivolity. We'll try to use that in a sentence at least once every 5 minutes.
We should. Why don't we do a Pee Wee Herman like word of the day? Just scream.
Right?
Yeah, rave out loud. That'd be so fun.
Mecca lecca hi, mecca hiney ho.
Mecca hiney ho. Yes. Oh my God, I love it. So here I'm gonna try these. Ooh, yes, these are good.
Oh, somebody's in San Antonio. Oh yeah, 104 in San Antonio, very common.
104? I think Northern California is going to hit 116. And they haven't had that for like
That's
ever.
Really rare for Northern California.
Yeah, it's like going to be
maybe
triple
San
digits.
Diego, but not Northern.
It's bad, but we're like cooling off. Got some Meltdown Comics air conditioning blowing through here. And if you want to Skype, we will be on Skype, the One Ring Net. If you want to find us, we're 530-64-FRODO.
Frodo.
For Frodo. So we're going to call for Frodo, 530-64-FRODO. And we're happy to see you guys. There's Facebook. Hello, everybody. And we've got IG trying to turn on, Ustream. We're on Twitter Live, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and
Everywhere you can be live, we're live.
the onering.net/live. I'm there. Oh my gosh, are you guys talking in Celsius? Sarah over there, our UK friends who stayed up till 1 in the morning. Thank you, 2 in the morning. But no, I can't calculate Celsius.
Send the UK your heat. Well, here, we'll send you our heat if you send us your coldness.
Yes, let's trade.
I will happily trade. That's my dream, is to live in England.
I know. Oh my gosh. I mean, maybe for like
Already traded glasses.
a month, maybe 2 months out of the year I could live in England, but not with that weather. No, not that notorious weather. I couldn't do it. What about this? Thranduil. Remember Party Thranduil? Remember Party Thranduil? Has got...
Mm-hmm.
These are the Party Thranduil glasses. I'm going to wear these for a minute. Yeah, it is. It is heat, sticky. We're going to survive. We're going to do the best we can. I'm from Florida. I mean, born and raised.
It doesn't mean we're used to the heat. Everybody that's from the South, people think we're used to the heat. No, we hate it even more.
Oh, ho, ho!
Freezer pops?
Otter Pops.
Otter Pops.
Random gifts being thrown in by
Whoa,
Justin.
pennies from heaven. Whoa, look who just brought us Otter Pops.
Hi, everybody.
It's just a hand.
It's
a
the hand of God. The hand of God stretching out from the borders of the tarot card. Oh, do you want one of these? This is beautiful.
I don't think I can actually eat them.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
goodness gracious, I've got to.
I apologize.
It's okay.
These are beautiful. Dude, I'm so
But
gonna
I
work
might
this
keep
out.
touching them because they're nice and cold.
This is beautiful.
Just put them on the back of my neck.
Welcome, guys. We have a lot to talk about. We've got some news and reviews from San Diego Comic-Con. Now that you're here on Torn Tuesday, and we've done the drill, we've done all the station identification, so, you know, to hell with you. We're ready to talk about the real stuff. J.R.R. Tolkien is coming to a theater near you. In fact, the movie's just going to be called Tolkien. Blowing it out of the park.
That was really creative and original of them.
I mean,
that title.
it's like, well, what did they do? Capote? Okay, what? Really? There were 2 films. I keep bringing this up as the reference. Everyone says, why are we getting 2 motion pictures produced in competition to go into the same marketplace to get our dollars, our theater-going dollars?
Well, if we
same
go
time?
in the pattern from before, it would be the rule of 3, in which case there's probably a third one also being developed.
Did they do a 3rd Truman Capote film?
Well, no, I'm just thinking Hobbit trilogy.
Oh
Lord
my
of the
God,
Rings
oh
trilogy.
yeah,
So if we follow the Tolkien
We should then.
films, we need a 3rd biopic.
Well, the news is split between what we've confirmed on Deadline Hollywood and Hollywood Reporter. Other magazines picked it up and talked about it. You guys share your thoughts with us. Timothy Holt, that's right, the guy from Mad Max Fury Road, and he plays Beast in the recent X-Men films, X-Men Apocalypse. And
Yes, the Young Beast.
The Young Beast.
Yes.
Yeah. He's and well, hey, he was in some other film that's at Toronto. Some big buzz about this film that's coming out in Toronto, but we haven't seen it yet. What do you think about this news that J.R.R. Tolkien might be played by Timothy Holt?
I like him in the roles I've seen him in.
Me too.
I think he's a good photo match
Yes,
as well.
he is.
I was like, so
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what happens. I'm not opposed to it. So
Really?
Yeah.
I think he's he's borderline too good looking and matinee idol good looking.
but don't they make everybody a little bit more attractive than they actually are?
Not necessarily. I mean, look, you got Jeffrey Rush, for example. We've got a character actor who can play any lead and be as charming and winsome as anything. He doesn't have to be matinee idol good looking to do it.
But I mean, in terms of biopics.
All right. The Theory of Everything comes to mind. And
Did
they
not
took
see
this.
this.
You didn't see it, but
No.
they took a delightfully attractive young man, Eddie Redmayne, and they
Love
mucked
Eddie
they
Redmayne.
mucked him up to make him look like he was, Stephen Hawking.
Okay.
But it was mostly him, his body language, it was terrific acting. It was a great performance. Got the Oscar, deserved the Oscar. So I'm thinking about this wave of like the J.R.R. Tolkien biopic that's coming. we're going to get not one, we're going to get two. And I want to ask you guys, Timothy Holt, let's see, what do you guys say? Amazing Beast? Yeah, Kaiten Suji said that they're totally down with Timothy Holt. He's got a lot of fans. He won me over in Fury Road, but everybody in that film won me over. That was great. But, I mean, I think that it would have been interesting to pick a character actor, perhaps, instead of a leading man type. That's the only thing I'm trying to say.
I don't really feel like he's been sold as a leading man yet. Yes, he's had some lead roles. I was like, but he's not a Brad Pitt yet. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Okay. I see where you're at. Okay, so he's not in the Ryan Reynolds category.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, see, I'm thinking, how about the DC Legends of Tomorrow? And they had that other young actor who played Tolkien when they did that episode.
I heard about it. I didn't see it. I gave up on Legends of Tomorrow after about 4 episodes.
Ah, tell me why.
Sorry to say.
Blow it out, Chelsea.
Well,
what?
First of all, I'm way more of a Marvel girl than I am a DC girl, but I do love me some Batman. I was like, I'll put that out there.
Fair disclosure.
Yeah. I was like, but I'll give any superhero-related show a chance, and I give most TV shows in general a chance. I have a 3-episode rule. If you can't get me within 3 episodes, you're not gonna get me.
Okay.
And also,
warning.
As an actor in Los Angeles as well, I was like, I like to do research and know what's out there too. So I always watch at least 3 episodes, and it wasn't grabbing me. I don't know. I don't really know what the thing was that wasn't keeping my attention, but I feel like with Gotham and a bunch of the other shows that are currently out that I am obsessed with, like.
Yes. Gotham got me hooked in 2 episodes.
Gotham had me hooked in like half an episode.
Really? Half an episode? Oh, wow. All right. Yes, Dallas.
I didn't even like the 1 episode of Legends. Woo woo, we're right there together.
I didn't even like the one. Okay, Dallas.
Hi, Vicky.
Dallas Barnett says, "Can we keep her?" Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Hello, by the way, Dallas Barnett. He's one of our fabulous cast members down working in New Zealand. He's in the Desolation of Smaug. In the opening prologue, where Gandalf and Thorin are having a chit-chat in the Prancing Pony Inn, and there's a couple of ruffians that are looking at Thorin and giving him the side eye, and they're about to get up and bust his chops. Here comes Gandalf. You know, that's my boy Dallas.
Oh, first of all, the fact that you've been inside the Prancing Pony, just in general, I'm very, very jealous.
Dude has been on the set of the Prancing Pony Inn, and it's nuts.
It's one of my goals is to. Also, I represent actors for comic conventions around the world.
Indeed.
I was like, so I spend a lot of weekends at conventions, and I have a current goal to book clients in either an Australian or New Zealand convention, so I can go and do the Lord of the Rings tour, because it needs to happen in my lifetime.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, these are so good. The Otter Pops win the day. Mr. Justin, thank you for that. He's backstage behind the curtain, where people pay no attention to that little man behind the curtain. Okay, Kaiten Suji said Attack on Titan, hooked in 5 seconds. Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. Attack on Titan also blew my mind.
Talking anime?
Yeah, we are. Suddenly we're talking anime. It's just as likely as any other conversation. On this show, we talk about all deep cuts, nerd cuts of sci-fi, fantasy, deep lore about the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit and the Silmarillion, of course. But we'll also branch out and talk Trek, Star Wars, Lucas,
we're
Marvel.
Nerds.
We're nerds. We'll bring it.
Yeah.
Believe me, we'll bring it. But Chelsea, I am looking at very different performances of Truman Capote. One famous portrayal by Philip Seymour Hoffman, and that was the one that took the public imagination most.
Yes.
Also released within 6 or 7 months of that film was another Truman Capote biopic, and the lead actor. I'm going to have to look him up. Thank you, IMDb. I'm going to look him up. He's also appeared in the Marvel Universe as the evil German scientist who is the best. He's the side guy with Red Skull. Yeah, you know.
I know what you're talking about.
And that really, and of course, he also appears in a few Hunger Games episodes, co-hosting with Hank Azaria. But quickly, it was all Hank Azaria, and we didn't see his other character after a while. While I'm looking this guy up, okay, and we're talking about the 2 Truman Capote films, the reason why I mention them is because both of them critically acclaimed, both of them adored by the critics, but only one of them was taken by the audience. The other one was ignored, and it didn't even get wide distribution enough. So, what are you going to do? What happened when 2 Jungle Books were going to come out? Andy Serkis and all the folks working in motion capture at his Imaginarium studios, well, they put their whole dream of the Jungle Book and packaged it off, put it aside and said, screw it, we're not going to do it, because of Disney got their Jungle Book, you know, out the door first. See what I'm saying?
Well, and Disney was always going to take the lead on that, though. It's Disney.
What can you do?
Yeah.
But
They're the giant.
Isn't that the rule? First movie out the gate is the one that's going to get the lion's share. So these two producers are making two different Tolkien biopics. They're going to be competing.
There's another classic example of that happening even with TV right now. It seems all the studios always know what the other studio is up to. Like last year there was a trend of doing animation and live action. So you had Son of Zoran, Imaginary Mary, things like that, and whoever came out first was the one that stuck and the rest went away.
Yes.
And then you had a bunch of time travel shows. There was Timeless and Time After Time. I felt Time After Time was the stronger show. I really liked the H.G. Wells story setup that went with that as well. But they were a mid-season replacement, and Timeless started in the fall. So by the time you got to the mid-season replacement, everybody was like, what is this, another Timeless? And bye-bye.
And it didn't get a fair chance.
No. So
See?
it's always the first one out of the gates.
Yep.
And Dallas, I see your comment, and I will get in touch with you. And hi to Caroline, we missed it earlier, but I'd like to acknowledge people.
Chelsea, message me. Yes. We'll send you a Twitter, and we'll hit you up with some contacts. Very good. Dallas is going to throw you some New Zealand contacts.
Woo woo!
Oh, that sounds good. Hey, if you guys want to get a little bit more context of how much love we have for Chelsea Schwartz, check out highvoltage.com. Is that what it is?
I am highvoltage.com.
It's I am. Even
Yes.
better. I am high voltage. Okay. All the news and views that's fit to print in the
Exactly.
the indie rock and roll world,
Well,
right?
it's not even just music. About 5 years ago, we started in music in 2003. About 5 or 6 years ago now, we switched to being a fandom publication.
That's right.
So we talk about anything nerdy, and you can be a nerd about yoga and cooking and chefs, and obviously the classic nerd things that you would see in pop culture as well. So we have a lot of fun content. Even our YouTube channel, we do a 60-second weekly video with actors and musicians.
Oh, yeah.
It's a 60-second game that we do. It's super fun. You can check that out on YouTube. But yeah,
Check
High
it out.
Voltage.
Definitely. I am highvoltage.com. The man's name was Toby Jones. He's the character actor.
Scroll up. Let me see his photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly who I
It's
was
Toby
thinking.
Jones, and he plays the evil German scientist.
And he also had a small role
with
in
Red
Sherlock
Skull.
in this last season as well.
Yes, yes, he did. Alice Through the Looking Glass, which I
Yes.
hated. I hated Through the Looking Glass, although I was generally playfully delighted by Tim Burton's first Alice in Wonderland. But
Interesting. I liked the second one better than the first.
the one with our boy Bruno, with our boy Bruno. Yeah, what's his name? Sasha.
Yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah, Sacha Baron
I
Cohen.
am not a fan of Sacha Baron Cohen at all.
You're not? Okay.
No. I was like, but I did feel he, begrudgingly, I will say he was right for the time role, but he still annoyed me in that role. And if you took time out of the film, I loved everything about the new Alice over the first one. It was a little bit lighter in the sense that Tim Burton can be light, because he's not really a light person.
Tim Burton didn't direct.
It's
Through the
still
Looking Glass.
based around
Yeah.
going off the same concept, which is why it's lighter.
Still the same world, yeah. Totally.
Same world.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
but here's something, speaking of Tim Burton, that I'm actually really concerned about.
Hi, Dwynna.
Tim Burton is doing Dumbo live
What
action.
happened? No.
Yes.
Really?
He's doing a live action Dumbo, and that movie creeped me out. Creeped me out when I was a kid, and now I think I'm going to be scarred
When
for
he
life.
does the hallucination drunk, the
Yes,
drinking
that's what I'm
hallucination.
worried about.
Oh God, no! Oh, whoa! Really?
Yep, he's doing it.
I don't think a live-action Dumbo. I don't think that the whimsy of that story can be upheld by any live-action attempt. No, no, I don't get that.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
don't
And I'm sorry to all
instinctually get
the
it.
diehard Disney fans out there that are gonna like everything Disney ever does, but this one really concerns me.
No, come on, really? I gotta get this Otter Pops going because I'm still hot and this is delicious.
Yes.
But come on, really? The live action Pete's Dragon, Justin has said he's always enjoyed it. I never bothered to see this remake of Pete's Dragon. And even though it was Weta, our wonderful friends at Weta, who did The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, and they did this great new live action CGI dragon, but I have to admit,
He was too fluffy.
he was fluffy and my heart wasn't in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My heart was not in it. It did not grab me the way the original did. I love but you know what?
Yeah.
I missed the musical aspect of it too. I really liked the songs in the first one. That we got a bill of sale right here. You know, all that.
I love that. Do you know what? Aside from the super creepy, abusive Appalachian family chasing down that poor boy, they're so sadistic and weird. Besides their weirdness, I love the songs too. Nothing can replace Helen Reddy, I'll Be Your Candle on the Water. Dude, Pete's Dragon, original all the way.
I'll even just take the...
And Mickey Rooney.
Mickey Rooney.
Being
incredible.
fabulous. Oh, yes. So, yes.
Yeah.
So Mickey
I was
Rooney.
Like, the
so good.
Potamoquassi, Passamaquoddy, like that whole song number, that's fantastic.
I remember that.
Yep. And even the song where the dragon just goes beep, boop, boop, boop. You know, the whole like, I love you too, boop, 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 boop. Yeah. I'm a Disney nerd. I'll put it out there.
Me too. All right. Hey, we'll talk Black Cauldron, Disney Under the Table any day. Because guess what?
Gurgi.
5 live-action films that Disney is creating from the Chronicles of Prydain. That's right, the Chronicles of Prydain. That's not just the Black Cauldron. Somebody else is singing with us.
A dragon, I swear I saw a dragon.
Thanks, Ryan. Okay, I'm telling you, it's going to happen. Disney's going to bring live action anything and everything. So the Dumbo news, as surprising as it is to hear right now, I really shouldn't be. Hashtag, really not surprised. Hashtag, I'm sorry. But you guys, let's talk again about the Tolkien film, because I want to hear your thoughts. Whoa, calling us on the hotline. What is this? Is this Roger? Hello, from San Diego. It's Pippin. Hey, how you doing? Our friend Pippin, it's so good to have you. I couldn't make it to Hollywood, but I'm around for hello. Hello, and thank you for being part of the show. Awesome. Interacting with us live, interactive, and I think that's it. That's it. You guys, come on, text us. We're going to have 2 Tolkien biopics. What do you think about that? The other one, by the way, is produced by Bob Shea and the guys who originally made the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
The original New Line Cinema crew.
What's left of them.
Yes.
That got absorbed into Warner Brothers Studios. You know what Justin whispered in my ear at Comic-Con?
What?
Aside from some sweet nothings, because he's always telling me a lot of those. He was whispering sweet nothings in my ear all Comic-Con. You know what Justin said? He said, especially interesting is AT&T's acquisition of Warner Brothers. He said these words, AT&T just bought Warner Brothers, and they're going to want their money back. And I thought, yeah, indeed, that's true. Supporting the argument that we were presenting at Comic-Con that fans should anticipate a lot more Tolkien adaptations from the appendix, from stuff they haven't dug into in the back of the appendices, Return of the King, any revisitation of these worlds. Imagine Thranduil planted a big bomb at the end of Battle of the Five Armies saying, Legolas, go find this guy. He's going to be your buddy. Go find young Aragorn. Cue the studio bringing us the next Young Aragorn Adventures movie.
So we're going to get the standalone movies the way that Rogue One is happening and the Young Han Solo.
Anthology films. Yep. It'll be that. It'll be like the main 6-film saga, like Lucas had, and then there's the new 3 films in the Skywalker saga as part of that canon. The rest are all anthology films, including the upcoming very troubled production of the Young Han Solo film, which just bumped its directors and got Ron Howard to step in at the last bloody minute. What's all that about? What's going on over there? Marvel? Disney? What the heck is going on, guys? Anyways, what do you think of this? Like anthology Middle-earth films and shows coming out next.
I mean, there's a couple of specific stories that I wouldn't mind exploring. I'm very careful to get my hopes up in terms of them ruining stories that I love. Now, if we go into like uncharted territory, I might be okay.
All right.
Like if we just had some kind of series about Bilbo when he returns from his adventure before he becomes the old man and just growing up in the Shire and Frodo's young and all of that stuff. Just, I don't know, like that. There could be some fun, like the day in the life of a Hobbit, like TV show or something.
60 years of Shire shenanigans.
Yeah, why not? That could be interesting. Maybe a story just around Tom Bombadil.
Oh wow!
Since he's not touched on at all, like that's kind of interesting.
Okay, yeah, I'm all down for that. I'm so totally down for that.
I'm always down for more things with the elves as well, or maybe even just something that focuses on the dwarves.
Indeed. Ryan Hamilton said. Ryan, hey there, in our Facebook chat, Ryan Hamilton says, when it comes to these Tolkien films, 3 key elements in looking for is who's directing, who's the lead, and who will do the score. I appreciate all those questions. I really do. Those are key elements. But my first argument is, what are they adapting? What story are we getting first? Over in our other chat, Kaiten Suji says, bring on Silmarillion, abbreviated as Silm. And I'm like, yeah, we'd love that, but they don't have the rights to it, so it's not happening. So yeah, what do you guys think?
Silmarillion is a TV series. I mean, there's definitely a lot of enough content there for it to be a TV series, but it's such a history book.
All of Game of Thrones anthologies are, I mean, all of that, like Song of Ice and Fire.
If we could get, what is it, David Weiss and DB, whatever his last name is, it's not coming to me.
Benioff.
There we go.
Yeah.
To work on the an anthology for Tolkien, I might be down for that. I feel like they would do it well.
Definitely. Hello there, Ryan. I get you. Let's talk about who's directing, all right?
The world, the Shire.
Somebody said there's going to be a huge vacuum when Game of Thrones is over. I've said that a million times on this show. But HBO is going to fill that vacuum with some other program. They've got planned spin-off series.
Yeah, what is it? Confederate is the new David Weiss and DB Benioff.
Yeah, that's Confederate.
It's called Confederate. They're going to go into production as soon as they finish the last season of Game of Thrones, but they've already announced that HBO has the press releases out and everything.
Really? I
Yeah.
wonder what that's going to be about. Like a
I can
Civil
read it
War
to you
type
if you'd
thing?
like.
Oh, yes, please. Oh, yeah, that's right, Sarah. Somebody said they're doing a live remake of Willow. Is that true?
Oh, I
Yeah.
love Willow.
They're going back to revisit Willow. I'm hearing about that, too. Disney's going to do all these live-action remakes of every animated thing that they have.
Yeah.
And
Well,
don't believe
Ron
it.
Howard even tweeted a tease about it because he just directed Warwick Davis in this new Han
Yep.
Solo film the other day. And then
Yes.
somebody mentioned Willow and he tweeted a tease about speaking of. So Confederate chronicles the events leading to the Third American Civil War. The series takes place in an alternate timeline where the southern states have successfully seceded from the Union, giving rise to a nation in which slavery remains legal and has evolved into a modern institution. The
Whoa.
story follows a broad swath of characters on both sides of the Mason-Dixon demilitarized, wow, I can't get that word out, zone. Freedom
Whoa.
fighters, slave hunters, politicians, abolitionists, journalists, the executives of a slave-holding conglomerate, and the families of people in their thrall.
Whoa.
So,
That's fascinating.
yeah,
That sounds really interesting.
which could also be very similar to Man in the High Castle.
Well, it also makes me wonder that why aren't they going to go and get involved with one of those George R.R. Martin spin-off shows? You'd think that they would stay in world and work with more characters and situations
I
in
feel
that
like
world.
there's burnout that happens after a certain amount of time in these shows.
Yeah.
You're a certain type of creative, like you want to like do all the things that interest you, you know, and like
Yeah.
they've gotten stuck with Game of Thrones, stuck for several years. I mean, it's not a bad place to be stuck at all, and I'm sure they're enjoying every second of it. I would.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you on that, but man, I'm a big fan of those guys, and they're great showrunners. They're great writers themselves. And they've made some really good decisions in their adaptation of Game of Thrones. I'm just a big fan, but let's see. Interesting. Confederate. Hello there, guys. We're seeing you live in the chat. Dark Crystal on Netflix. Yes, that is correct. Soon will be an original production studio, and the Froud's in charge. And yes, I actually had a quick chit-chat with one of the writers. He used to work on Lost. Gosh, his name escapes me right now. But I met him here. He did a book signing here at Comic-Con.
Oh, wow. Meltdown.
Here at Meltdown, I need to say. And yeah, he's going to be one of the writers working on that Dark Crystal series. In fact, they're working on it right now. Right down the block.
Yep. Down on La Brea.
How many blocks
The
away
Henson
are we?
Studios.
We are
Like 5 or 6 blocks?
we're
something?
5 or 6 blocks away from Skeksis and Gelfling and Mystics, the Uru.
I wonder how much they're
We're-
going to reuse some of the original puppets that they made for that, because every time I've ever
wow.
been to Henson Studios, they have the majority of those Dark Crystal characters right in the welcome room.
They do.
Yeah.
Yep, they do. But you know what? Those are falling apart, those creatures from
Yeah.
them.
But they could take care of them. Somebody said something about Outlander, and the chat scrolled so quickly I missed it. So if you wanted to repost your comment, I'm a huge Outlander fan. I wanted to go back and read that. Oh yay, Justin's scrolling. Someone just finished the 2nd season of Outlander. It's much more bearable than Game of Thrones. I agree. I was like, and I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan, but Outlander is where it is at for me.
Really? What's the appeal? I haven't seen it.
There's everything to like about it. If you like good battle, there's that. There's
Really, I
some
do, yeah.
there's some political intrigue that goes on. There's a great love story that goes on. Like
Okay.
there's a little bit for everyone.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm digging that.
Not to mention we get Graham McTavish in the beginning seasons.
Time travel? Is the time travel... oh, yeah, there, Justin's ghost. He's going Dwalin. I know Dwalin. Yes, of course, there's Graham McTavish. I know. But, I mean, it's like this romantic time travel stuff. It seems like, is it like instant chick flick, or is there stuff for guys to enjoy?
There's plenty of things that guys enjoy. I know a lot of couples that the guys surprisingly love Outlander as much as the girls do, but for different reasons.
That's insane. I'm so down to check it out. And Vikings, I hear nothing but great things about Vikings as well.
And it's another great show.
Absolutely. Now, here's what's on my mind now. San Diego Comic-Con for you. Did you get to go?
Oh, yes. I was there every moment of it, from opening until the final minute that they closed the doors.
All right, one-word review. Comic-Con 2017. One-word review.
Exhausting.
Always.
Yes.
Do tell. Do tell.
So, for me, Comic-Con is an entire different beast because, again, I own High Voltage. So we spend a lot of our time covering press rooms, interviewing all of the cast of the various TV shows and films that are there, which is super fun. And I get to meet so many people I adore. Like, I met Finn Jones this year.
Oh, he's so cool. Yeah.
I've also bought this at Comic-Con. I have an Iron Fist belt that I'm really excited about. You can see it.
Oh, I dig that. I dig. That's awesome. That's so
and he's
good.
also Sir Loras on Game of Thrones. But yeah, so that was a highlight for me. But I also had a couple of my clients that were signing autographs. So we had Philip Anthony Rodriguez, who's in Star Wars Rebels and Grimm, and he's a voice in a ton of video games.
Yeah.
And I brought Mike Fielding from the Mighty Boosh for you BBC fans.
Oh my God, the Mighty Boosh.
Yep.
I love that. That's one of my guilty pleasures. I love it.
I love
it's a
the
great
Boosh.
show.
Love the Boosh.
It's a great show. And it's kind of nutty. It's kind of nutty. I love it.
It's out there. I was so I was running autograph tables. I was doing a bunch of press interviews. I think I made it to 2 panels. One of them was Outlander, and I'm very glad I did because they showed us the season opener for season 3, which doesn't air until September 10th, and I can't wait for more. So it was also nice. Outlander, for those that don't know, it usually airs in April. So they pushed the season opener till September this year. So we've been in a Droughtlander. So
a Droughtlander?
Droughtlander.
We've been in a Droughtlander. Okay,
yep.
I'm now entering into the world of the brown coats, where I stumble through the conversation and say, oh yeah, Firefly, yeah, sure.
Woo, Firefly!
I know, but I mean, I'm the guy who has to catch up. I'm the latecomer to the party, so now I have to watch more Outlander so that when we have our shows...
So we can talk about
So we can talk about more Graham McTavish. Okay. Hello, Mr. Dallas Barnett. Thank you for that, forwarding the message. I got a hello from John Callan. I love you, Mr. John Callan. Why don't you tell him right back when you say hi to him? Tell him that Mr. Clifford Broadway and Chelsea send their love from the city of Los Angeles, from the city of angels. Yes.
There we go.
Mr. John Callan, who plays Owen, the dwarf, the apothecary dwarf, who admits to having a fascination with elvish medicine in The Desolation of Smaug. But I love Mr. John Callan too. He's a great, great friend.
Awesome.
Okay, now, so yeah, exhausting. It is amazing that you got those interviews, that you got to talk to all these people. Okay, what was the biggest eye-opening reveal that you got? Can you, well, at least a few. I got a few eye-openers.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can't actually share this one, but I'll talk about the experience of what happened. So I like Sci-Fi's The Magicians. I don't know if anybody watches it. Let me know if you do.
The Magicians.
And
that's a fun show.
One of John McNamara. I was talking to him in the press room, and I am a huge fan of their musicals that they do in the show.
Yes.
And he gave me a heads up of spoilers of what will be happening in the next season that I can't publicly talk about. But it was super awesome to just have that happen. Did you sign an NDA? Yeah. I didn't sign an NDA, but he asked me not to, and I will respect that. But the season's going to be amazing.
Oh, this is sounding really good already. This is sounding really, 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 really good.
And in terms of spoilers, too, Trina from my team got to interview the Gotham cast this year. We usually do video, but we just did roundtables, so only one person went this year.
Yeah.
And she said the cast would not stop spoiling everything happening in the new season. They just, it's most of the times you're in these press rooms and they can't tell you anything. No spoilers. They don't give you, and apparently the Gotham cast was just, we're doing this, and there's this thing, and everyone's apparently going to be very special this season.
Oh, that sounds really, really, really cool. But hi, Pete. Hello, Mr. Pete Northrunner. It's good to have you here. But by the time I watched this last interview with the cast of the new Star Trek, CBS...
Star Trek Discovery.
CBS All Access is
Yep.
going to be the only place where you can see it. You'll have to
Which
pay.
is very strange.
Yeah,
I
you
think.
have to pay for a subscription service. I don't know what they're trying to do as far as like make that content
CBS
exclusive.
is the only network that doesn't have anything on Hulu. They don't put their shows on Netflix. They're just trying to keep everything in house, and so they're trying
Yeah.
to be the HBO of basic cable channels, of like regular network channels, broadcast.
Yeah, broadcast. I mean,
Yeah.
geez, I don't think that there's a generation of kids who even understand what we're talking about when we say broadcast networks. I mean,
Am I dating myself? Uh-oh.
We're losing them. We're losing the millennials. Wait, come back, guys. We're talking about ancient technology, the broadcast networks. Okay.
You know, dial-up modems.
Oh, that's the weird theremin sound.
Good to know if we ever need a theremin sound effect.
I'm your guy. The the cast included Doug Jones, who's one of our favorite people. I have interviewed Doug Jones, who is a deep friend of the OneRing.net and Ringers Everywhere, and of course he's Guillermo del Toro's right-hand man. He would have had a significant role in The Hobbit, I'm sure. And he's on the cast with the Star Trek Discovery people, and they were so trapped in their non-disclosure agreements that in the interview they kept stopping and going, and then they'd laugh and joke with each other, can't say it. And it was like the most awkward interview. They all seemed very enthused about talking about the project, but they couldn't say anything. I'm surprised you were in a room full of actors who could breeze away and just blow off those NDAs and talk.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I think there's a new generation of showrunners and creators that understand the way the world works now. The networks are starting to get on board. Things like, we'll go back to Timeless that we were talking about before. Timeless was canceled. And the social media outpouring of rage for it being canceling, they flipped the decision.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened with The Exorcist. I was like, so Fox noticed that all of the social media uproar that it was canceled, and they flipped the decision and renewed it.
Wow.
And I was like, and that's unprecedented. That rarely has ever happened. And so this is part of the new thing I think Gotham is embracing, that give the people what they want. And, you know, like just and they're giving away things, having faith that people are still going to watch to see how that actually plays out.
Oh, wow. Cool. So I get it. I can appreciate that. I get it. But I wanted to hear some of those great actors, you know, Michelle Yeoh and Doug Jones. I wanted to hear them say all these things about the Trek universe.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know more so that I can fork over my money and sign up for that subscription service.
Yeah, that was actually, we were in the press room for that one.
Yeah.
And this was the only one that didn't operate like a press room. There was no video line, there was no round table. They brought everyone in press conference style. They talked at us and they walked away. So in the Star Trek world, they're treating it like Star Wars, where everything's mum.
Really? How's that going to play out?
We'll find out
How
when
is
the
that
series
gonna play
starts
out?
up. So.
Intriguing. Okay, you guys want to say hello with us? You see that number floating over our heads. I'm going to remind you. Welcome to this live show, and you're with Chelsea and Cliff. You're in good hands. 530-64-FRODO. We've got the hotline going. You can send a chat. We're going to turn on Skype. You can bring the conversation in. I know we got Skype right here on my trusty handy-dandy tablet. Oh, did you know I got pranked on a hidden camera show? Oh, all right. Reaction video. I'm going to show Chelsea what happened. Okay, Disney Channel has a show called Walk the Prank.
Yes.
And I do weddings. This is how I make a living on the side. I'm a wedding officiant. I do lots of ceremonies. I have also dressed up as Gandalf. I've done complete cosplay ceremonies.
Awesome.
I write original vows and ceremonies for people, and so
That was actually, did you see that at Comic-Con?
what, that they did a wedding?
That Orlando Jones was officiating weddings for the Sci-Fi Geek Chapel all weekend.
I did not know that Orlando Jones was doing that. I did not know he was doing that. Oh my gosh. I love Orlando Jones, by the way. He's one of my favorites. He's a
Okay,
great
so
guy.
obviously you knew a camera was there.
No, I had no idea.
Oh, really?
No, they all
Okay.
had hidden cameras very carefully stacked everywhere. I had no idea that I was being filmed. She's watching the setup. You guys, this is hilarious. These kids disrupted the wedding in such a deliberate way. I was trying to perform this wedding for them, and here's the setup. This girl approached me before the wedding ceremony and begged me to throw and trip up the ceremony so that they couldn't be really married, because she hated her stepbrother to be. It's crazy.
Oh my god. But this seems so over the top. Like, I would have been like, something's going on here. These children are the worst.
Actually, it was my first day on the job and I was as nervous as hell.
Really? Okay.
I was completely caught off guard.
Oh, your first day on the job and you're on a hidden camera show.
Yeah, my first day on the job. And I'm so clueless.
Oh my god.
I'm so clueless. Oh. He's actually showing it.
Ah, nice. Oh my god. Okay, what I really need to know though is, did these people actually get married, or was the whole thing a setup? Are any of these people actually related to each other?
No,
like,
everything's a setup.
okay.
Everything. Wait, you'll see more.
Even though they're great friends, Clifford believes Bailey and Herman are sworn enemies.
So composed though, you're just like, what do I do? This is okay. It's supposed to be a joyous day.
She's like, you did it, you did it.
It doesn't seem like the wedding is off to a good start, and Herman and Bailey are about to make it worse.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to celebrate the joining of Amy and Thomas. Marriage is a
The
sacred
second
bond
time that
in
you've been
which
pranked.
two
Wow.
lives
First time
What does everybody else think about this pranking since you guys are watching
and
it?
hearts full of joy.
And tragedy.
There have actually been thousands of languages, but one language has never disappeared. One language
Can Herman disappear?
has never disappeared. It is the language of love.
Don't do this.
When Jamie
Oh,
Kennedy
real mature Herman.
You're not normal.
mature.
You're a freak, Cliff.
That's enough. Just be quiet.
Oh my god,
Stop it. You know what? Seriously, I'm just tired of the way that you talk to my daughter all the time.
Now Clifford thinks the bride and groom are fighting. He doesn't know they're actually stunt people.
Stop yelling at my daughter.
I'm not going to stop. This is the way it's going to be, all right?
No, it's not going to be the way that
Oh, it's alright. This is the first day on the job. It makes a lot more sense.
such a gullible lad. I do.
Someone said they've seen the show, so they would have recognized the show.
Aravondi is like, that's funny. Aravondi said, I would have seen those kids and would have known them. Hey, we've got Skype open if you want to talk with us live on Skype. Our channel is open. It's the One Ring Net. Our little character name is Barlaman Butterbur. You can find us on, there's Jen. Hey, Jen. I regret that I'm not able to join the show. Hey, you're at a Red Sox game. Hey, that's awesome.
Go Sox.
And enjoy the Red Sox game. And good luck to you and the Red Sox. That's what my grandpa used to say. He was he was a White Sox fan.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, good luck to you and the Red Sox. And he would always say it sarcastically. Yes, poor
Makes
Cliff.
sense.
Poor Cliff. You know what? Woe is me. The reason why it's especially embarrassing is because this is the second time in my life I've been busted on a nationally broadcast. There's that word again. A national
Let's
show.
see if we can go for 3.
No,
It comes
I'm
in
not.
3s. It comes in pints?
It comes in pints. I'm getting me one. Oh, speaking of, the air in here has gotten still warmer. Enjoy the Red Sox game. Oh my God, we are having a great show. We're having the wonderful Chelsea guest with us, and it is a fabuloso experience. Now we know what a level-headed, civiled guy would do when all hell breaks loose at a wedding that he's ruining.
Yes. Yes, it was all Cliff's fault.
It was not. It was not. But she really freaked me out because she's like, you did it, you ruined the wedding. And the little girl insisted that I was getting full credit for all the shenanigans. And I'm like, it was my first day on the job. And I'm like, I'm never gonna work in this town again. I was really, I was completely terrified. And you know, my boss called me and he said, you were such a good sport, and this is gonna increase your profile. You're probably gonna get booked on more weddings after this is all over. I'm like, thanks, that's great. Anyways.
Everyone wants the guy that was pranked to perform their wedding.
It's ridiculous. What they want me to do is dress as Dumbledore and Gandalf. We're getting a lot of requests for that. And I'm even gonna do
can see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Someday soon, I will do Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh.
Yeah, not the younger
No,
Ewan
obviously.
McGregor. I'll be doing the Alec Guinness, Mr. Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'll
As
do
you
that.
should.
So, okay, you guys, thank you for supporting me through my terror on the Hidden Camera Show. All right.
What I want to know is, everybody out there, if you were going to have your dream fantasy wedding, what your theme would be.
Oh yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, what would you do for the?
I think I'd want to be married by the Mad Hatter, have a Wonderland wedding.
A Wonderland wedding? That sounds really, really cool. I think I'd like to have a Pokemon wedding, and I would like to have Ash Ketchum. I would like to have Mr. Ketchum be, or an actor who's probably like, 5'7", in a little outfit and a baseball cap. All the guests could have Pokeballs.
Oh, cute.
We could contact the people who run the game and have them have a special server set up, so that there's a Poke Gym right there on the Pokemon Go game at our wedding location.
Perfect.
I want so we can have people from all
And
around
maybe
town.
like a rare Pokemon will just be at the wedding and that you can catch.
Our wedding
And
will-
then no one will pay attention to the wedding. They'll all be catching the Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm so down for that. I don't know. Thank you, Pipscape, for the hugs. Thank you for that. If anybody, if anybody would like to say hello, again, our Skype channel is open, and there's Ellen Design. Hello, Ellen. It was really great to see you.
Magic Castle. Wow.
Yes, yeah, you did. Married at the Magic Castle, Ellen. That's fabulous. I used to bartend there at the
Really?
Magic Castle. Yes.
I just I met someone randomly at a gaming convention a month ago that gave me a pass for me and a few guests to go to Magic Castle, and I think I'm going to use it on my birthday.
Yeah, you should. Oh, hell yeah, that's a great place to go for your birthday. That's a great place to go. A Hobbit and Lord of the Rings themed wedding. Yes.
Oh, Erwin and Aragon. Oh.
Yep. Hey, they released a Barbie and Ken doll version of that. Did you know that?
Are we getting a Skype call?
We are getting a Skype call. There was a Barbie and Ken special edition of the wedding outfits. Hello there.
This is Dallas?
That's Mr. Dallas. Hey, buddy.
Oh.
Well, hello there. Hey, we've got our boy Dallas Barnett here. We're talking to him. I'm going to say hello, sir. I'm going to hold this out here so that you can see Chelsea and myself. Hello, buddy. How are you?
What time is it in New Zealand?
Almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon on
Wow.
Wednesday.
That's right.
You're in the future.
Yep.
I'm in the future. Living the future is awesome.
This is
That's
like
awesome.
Rick and Morty conversation right
Right? Yeah.
I got the Szechuan sauce in the kitchen.
Yes. I love it.
What, maybe a Dumbledore wedding? Somebody brought there?
I would, yeah. People are asking for a Dumbledore wedding. You know, somebody just asked me recently at a wedding to combine the Corpse Bride with Tim Burton's Corpse Bride, because they do that little thing in the animated film where they have the vows, where they light the candle and drink the wine together, and they have that verse. And they wanted all that, the rest of the wedding, they wanted stuffed with Harry Potter jokes. And she said, can you give the father of the bride extra points for Slytherin just for successfully walking the bride down the aisle? And I did. I gave Slytherin 20 points for
Slytherin!
for successfully walking the bride all the way to the altar without tripping. And I said, I'll give you 10 more if you keep your pants on before the ceremony is over. And everyone laughed. I was teasing the father of the bride, I mean, mercilessly, but that's because the bride wanted me to do that. It was just the weirdest and most wonderful, wonderful wedding. But I get requests.
I think ironically, I'd like to do a Game of Thrones themed wedding.
Ooh.
Like the Red Wedding?
Whoa. What?
A Game of Thrones themed wedding is being thrown out by Dallas right now.
Seriously? What kind of Game of Thrones wedding? A happy one or a sad, crazy one?
See, that's the beauty of it, Cliff.
You wouldn't know. God.
This guy is great.
Yeah.
That's a great idea, Mr. Dallas. That's very clever. He's a clever lad, this one.
We have a Hufflepuff watching.
There is a Hufflepuff watching. I would say that I've seen a lot of Marvel characters at weddings and X-Men where, the groomsmen,
Are superheroes?
they open up their tuxedo shirt and each one of them has an individual logo, special colored shirt of all the X-Men. I've seen that a lot.
Interesting.
I've seen that a lot.
So in the spirit of Superman opening his jacket, they've got stuff under the tuxedo.
Yeah, and each guy has a different Wolverine shirt or
Interesting.
a Beast or they're all different shirts. And I've also seen the lanterns, the Green Lantern Corps. I've seen all colored lanterns with the groomsmen doing all those colored shirts buried underneath their tuxedos.
I wouldn't mind being married by Captain America.
There you go. Really? Steve Rogers, huh?
Me too, Captain America.
There's that too.
Really?
Oh, Chris Evans all the way. Yeah.
Okay. There you go. See?
I am a Cap girl. I am a Bucky girl. So Winter Soldier. Sebastian Stan all the way. Sebastian Stan also plays my favorite version of the Mad Hatter in Once Upon a Time.
Oh, yes.
Which is, if it wasn't for Sebastian Stan, I wouldn't have become as into the Marvel Cinematic Universe as I am.
Right on.
Yeah, and I was like, but then also Loki.
Loki would be the ultimate wedding officiant.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's great. What do you think?
Can we keep her, Cliff?
Oh,
Can we keep her?
yep. Dallas says, "Can we keep her?" Yes, we are. We're welcome our new co-host to the OneRing.net Torn Tuesday,
Woo!
Chelsea. She's bringing it.
I'll be here on the first Tuesday of every month, y'all.
What about Sansa's wedding? Yeah, Sansa's wedding. Yeah.
They said that on a sci-fi show, somebody tried a Game of Thrones wedding, and that they included Lord of the Rings in this theme.
Really?
Interesting.
I'm waiting to get the Doctor Who wedding request. That's the one I'm
it'll
waiting for.
happen.
Yeah, it won't be long. It won't be long.
Except they'll want the female doctor.
Yes, the new female Doctor. How do you feel about that casting, everybody? I'm all down.
I don't watch the show, so I don't have an opinion. I'm doing great, busting the ceiling, do all you want, bust the ceiling and everything. I don't watch the show, so
So go for it.
it's another actor that's got work. So bonus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I mean,
Working actors. Woo!
when Paramount made the announcement that they were going to have Kate Mulgrew play Captain Janeway, there was a lot of talk, there was a lot of buzz, and I think we're in a similar position. I think there's an analogy there because everybody was talking about the fact that this glass ceiling was blown for the Enterprise or for any starship in the Federation, in that Star Trek world, to actually have a female captain. Now we don't even blink. We don't blink about it anymore. And I think Doctor Who is just late to the party. Really late to the party.
I don't wanna
Which
get
is
all political
crazy to say
here,
since
but I
Stephen
mean,
Moffat is ahead of the
some
game.
of the females that I surround myself with and that I know are more capable than a lot of the guys I know.
Yep.
I mean, 2/3 of 3'7" in Wellington is female,
Yep.
and they put some in. Go girls, go.
Yeah, you got
That while you can.
you got to go where the talent
Everybody
lies.
in the chat so far is saying that they think she's an awesome actress too.
Yes.
And you've got one person that apparently was a photographer at a wedding with a Doctor Who garter secretly hidden.
Oh, a secretly hidden Doctor Who garter. That's a fun idea. Yeah, well, this is very cool to catch up with you, Mr. Dallas. Are you doing well? You looking good, man? You doing well?
Yeah. We just got greenlit for season 2 of AFK web series. We're going on broadcast TV down here, 10 episodes.
Oh,
10
cool.
minutes each, and we'll be releasing on YouTube hopefully soon.
That's great. That is so great. Your AFK web series? That's so fun.
We're fully funded now, and we actually get paid for this one now.
Whoa, dude. Tell the folks at home, since we're going to tell everybody, where they can find more details about this.
Okay, just Google AFK web series, and it'll bring it straight up. I've got a playlist on my YouTube if you want to come over and check out my YouTube.
Yeah.
bounces off my Facebook page. I've got a full playlist, all the episodes in order. It's a good series. It's a lot of fun, and it's different. It's kind of like the Breakfast Club meets Sword Art Online.
The Breakfast Club
Meets
meets...
Sword Art Online.
So cool. That sounds wicked cool, dude.
Really fun.
Okay, telling everybody at home, in case you didn't hear on the microphone, that our boy Dallas Barnett from The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug, who's Bill Fernie Sr., right? He's actually going to be directing all of our attention to this really cool web series, AFK web series, right? That's where we'll find it. And all right, congratulations on getting fully funded and taking that to the whole next level. You're going to be broadcast down there in New Zealand.
Yeah, and we're going to put it on YouTube as soon as we get clearance. I don't know if it's exclusivity down here in the New Zealand market or if it's worldwide, but I'll keep you guys up on Twitter as soon as we know for sure. And everybody that watches, just leave a comment and let us know what you think. It's on YouTube, AFK web series.
Got it. On YouTube. The AFK web series. What does AFK stand for? I know this. AFK. Isn't there a common acronym that stands for?
Yeah, away from keyboard.
Away from keyboard. I knew that. That's right.
yeah.
I knew that. Away from keyboard.
I'm too old for these acronyms.
Keyboard, everybody dies.
Acronyms.
That's right. That's right. Right. Away from keyboard. Oh, dude, this is so cool. All right, you're awesome, dude. Thank you for coming into the show, and a big welcome to Chelsea, our new co-host on Torn Tuesday, Mr. Dallas.
Welcome, Chelsea.
Thank you.
We'll be seeing you very soon, good sir.
Yeah, man.
Good stuff. Right.
So,
Peace out. See you next time. All right.
Well, what about your Comic-Con experience?
Oh.
It was like we talked a little bit about mine.
My Comic-Con experience is one-word review: exhausting. You hit it right on the
It's
button.
unanimous.
And I wasn't there for 5 days. I was there for 1 day. 1 day, and it was still exhausting. Ellen Design, who's there in our chat, it's good to see you. Troy and Ellen, husband and wife, were my friends there at our panel presentation. We were there as part of the OneRing.net delegation, telling everybody about stuff that we're doing at the OneRing.net and picking everyone's brain to put our imaginations forward on what we'd like to expect in the next wave of Tolkien fandom and what adaptations might come down the pipe. As we discussed at the top of the show, Warner Brothers is going to be cranking out all kinds of mischief. We don't know exactly what it will be, but when you see J.K. Rowling and Warner Brothers make a press release and say, we're expanding our 3 movies to a 5-movie set with the Fantastical Beasts and Where to Find Them. And when you keep
super excited
Yeah,
about.
well, of course we are. Yeah, of course. Eddie Redmayne and, believe it or not, young Grindelwald, played by Johnny Depp. Crazy stuff. But when you get that whisper in the wind, then you realize, oh, they just settled that lawsuit with the Tolkien estate. That clears the way for all the Funko toys. That's
Woohoo!
why we got all the Funko Pop toys that have suddenly appeared in the past month.
And sold out quickly.
You've seen Justin spend so much time on our broadcast to unboxing and being so excited about his collectible pop vinyl toys, but those had been withheld only for the fact that that lawsuit was not hammered out. They got their details settled. Now we can expect Warner Brothers to make announcements. So the OneRing.net was there with all the merry troops. You want to take this end? Oh, there we go. This was us. We were together as a great bunch of friends, and we had our banner out there. We talked about fans getting together for our public event, like Bilbo's birthday bash. We talked about the past.
Love the birthday bash.
Oh, the big picnic we have. Guess what? It's moving back to Griffith Park.
Yes, my
Yes.
favorite location for it.
We're gonna. We had accidentally moved the event way down to Long Beach somewhere, and we're gonna reverse that mistake and bring the event back to Griffith
Now
Park.
you moved it
here
to
in
Long
LA.
Beach because you wanted to catch more Pokemon at the pier, didn't you?
I think so. I'm telling you, it was a really fun. Yes, thank you, Ellen. That was really kind of you. Oh, let me show you. We had like 450 people, maybe 400 people in the room, and
At the Marriott. It was moved into the Marriott this year, which for those of you that
So unusual.
do not go to San Diego Comic-Con, the convention center is massive in and of itself.
Yes.
But the convention itself has expanded outside of the convention center into the Marriott Hotel. Awesome. Full house almost.
Yeah, in the Marriott, yeah.
In the Marriott, and then the Hilton Bayfront Hotel, and then across the street at the Omni for the Tech Pavilion, and then the Horton Grand Theater, and even this year as far as going into the San Diego Public Library. So the Comic-Con has become like South by Southwest. It's taking over all of downtown San Diego. So it was an interesting experiment that the panel for the OneRing.net was moved into Marriott. I was very curious to see if people were going to make it over there, and they did.
They sure did. I'm glad to report that I had the same concerns. Chelsea, you said it so adroitly. After 17 years, 18 years maybe, why would they suddenly push us out of the convention hall? It was a weird spot, and we were thinking the same thing. Are they going to come? And the fandom did. They came, they saw, they conquered. It was a Veni Vidi Vici moment. And
which I also think it helps.
loved having them there.
I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this. I don't know for a fact. But I think Comic-Con was cracking down the way that South by Southwest cracks down on unofficial events happening.
Yes.
And so last year, the Nerdist and Geek and Sundry put on this great camp carnival at Petco Park that happened in the daytime that had panels and laser tag and archery and all sorts of fun stuff. And this year, it was inside the Marriott. And it was an official thing. And I was like, and you couldn't really find events that happening that weren't by people that were also sponsoring Comic-Con. I was like, so I think that laser tag and the Camp Carnival and all the top stuff and Nintendo Lounge was in the Marriott, so I think that drew a lot of people over there. They did a good job at making sure people made it, is my point.
That's good. I'm glad. Do you get the overall sense that, you know, it's the Ouroboros, it's the snake eating its own tail? I often think of San Diego Comic-Con and the phrase, "Pop will eat itself," which was a band. That's right. There was a techno dance band that, you know, was not so far off from...
when techno was still a genre before it became EDM?
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Back when we heard Ministry releasing interesting albums on Wax Trax Records back in the early 90s. This is when My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult was getting their stuff out there on the indie labels, and things were getting crazy in Chicago where I lived. Musically, it was such an interesting time. The birth of house music in the early 90s when I lived in Chicago. And then there was Pop Will Eat Itself. And I think of that phrase...
You realize that you lived in Chicago?
I did. Ooh.
I lived in Chicago.
No way.
Yeah, in Wrigleyville.
What?
Yeah.
What? I lived about a few blocks south of you in Lakeview.
Okay.
Not far from Punkin' Donuts and the alley. I lived a block away from the alley, behind Ann Sather's restaurant. At Clark and Belmont. And I had a little garden apartment on the street right behind Ann Sather.
I wasn't too far from...
Gosh.
I was
You were right
on
up the block.
Roscoe, just near Belmont and Sheffield.
Yeah, Belmont and Sheffield.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Sheffield, I was in between Sheffield and Clark.
Yep. We were neighbors. That's
oh
crazy.
my gosh, really? Oh my gosh, Chicago. I love it. Chicago was the best experience to live there in that time.
I love Chi-Town. Chi-Town, what up?
Yeah, hey guys. Oh wait, I have yet to see some love from Chi-Town viewers, but I know you guys are out there coming to watch the show live. You're gonna come and join us. Let me just say, I got so distracted by that little bit of Chicago storytelling, but the essence of that was Pop will eat itself, and that's everything that happens at San Diego Comic-Con. It is becoming too big for its britches, and the people who engendered the original Comic-Con experience have migrated over to WonderCon in large degree. And they still say, oh, WonderCon is the Comic-Con that I used to like.
Yep.
That it used to be.
And WonderCon is a fantastic event. It's put on by the same people, for you don't know. It's the sister event.
It
I was
is.
like, but even WonderCon is now starting to grow rather large. And it's getting close to the size of D23.
Bam. I haven't even tried to go to D23.
I love D23.
Is it super fun?
It's super fun. It only happens every other year, which I appreciate from Disney. So they
Yes.
jam-pack it with all the information you need to know about Disney for the next 2 years.
That's
I was
so
like,
good.
so if you're a Disney person like me, you want to be in every panel at the same time, which is impossible. But the other thing they do is that every single booth on that floor is an official Disney booth.
Indeed it is.
And, hey, Trina.
Well-
My roommate and my music editor from High Voltage has just knocked on our door. I'm waving to Trina on the side.
Hey Trina, how you doing? You can crash the show. We got
Yeah, you can
people
come
crashing
sit
the
in here
show
if
all
you
the
want.
time. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
Because Tamatua wasn't always this glam. I was a drab little crab once.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I love that
Moana.
song. I love that song.
I'm so shiny.
Shiny, like a wealthy woman's neck. What the heck?
I just Flight of the Conchords. I love
Flight
those
of the
guys.
Conchords.
Yes.
We're connected. It's all connected. We're all
Yes.
Lord of the Rings, and therefore we're all fans of Figwit and Flight of the Conchords.
Yes.
But I didn't
But
expect...
yeah, so the floor for D23, to go back to what we were talking about. So all of the
singing
booths
Moana.
are Disney
Oh my
booths.
God.
It's Disney Animation Studios. There's the Pixar booth. There's the Disney theme parks booth. They had a giant life-size model of the new, not life-size, but bigger than like little models of the new Star Wars land, which was something like 60 feet long by something. You know, you could see everything that was coming in. And then every Disney branded partner. So LuLaRoe just announced a new partnership with Disney. So they're doing leggings. And every single person there is just handing out stuff. So limited edition pins from Pixar, rare lithographs from the animation studios.
Oh my goodness.
Free leggings from LuLaRoe. And so like you, as a Disney nerd, I'm like, where do I need to clone myself 14 times? Like the archives brought a pirates exhibit down that was the story of the history of pirates from Disney. So you had everything from the original Pirates of the Caribbean ride up to the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, all the way up to including Captain Hook from Once Upon a Time.
All the way up to, wow.
Yeah, like,
I've heard a rumor that things that happen in Kingdom Hearts is going to become canon with other levels of storytelling with those characters.
yes.
What do you think of that?
Well,
How can that be?
I don't have much to say about it because I never played Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
I've wanted to, but I'm more of a tabletop gamer than I am a video gamer. I was like, but I'm starting to
Me too.
make that transition.
That's
Somebody
why-
was in Chicago to see the Beach Boys and their 50th reunion tour. Awesome. Was that when John Stamos was drumming? Curious.
Oh, maybe. Hey, Pete, he's a guitarist and he's a singer too. Toured the ancient and beautifully awesome Wrigley Field. Yeah, it is. It is ancient and beautifully awesome.
I love
in
Wrigley
many
Field.
ways. I just got a text from one of the company of dwarves who accompany Thorin on his quest. It's William Kircher who's sending us messages right now. He plays Biffer, the dwarf with the lodged orc axe piece still stuck in his forehead, and he's like, "Hello, Cliff. How you doing?" He's like, "How's it going, my friend?" And I'm like, "Hey, we're in the live stream right now." And hello, he knows that we're still doing this Tuesday show. I've invited him to call in and be live on the show. We'll see if he calls in.
Speaking of dwarves and hobbits and things like that, so leading up to me being here today, the last couple of days I've been tweeting like, oh my god, I'm going to be a co-host of the OneRing.net, which you should know for me, like I haven't been part of the community. I've been that silent stalker on the website ever since the first films came out. I was like, and then, you know, when I moved to LA, I started to casually come to events, but I was the shy wallflower that didn't really say anything in the back. And like, so for me doing this, it was really exciting for me. So I've been building up like all these tweets going, oh my God, I'm doing this in 6 days. And the first person to retweet me was Billy Boyd. And I didn't even tag him, and he is my favorite. And it was amazing. That just made my entire world. So
He's the best.
no John Stamos that night with the Beach Boys. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Janine, we're saying, hey, Dennis, Caroline, lots of friendly faces, a lot of folks with us on the live Facebook chat. And over there, Janessa, yeah, I know where Manitoba is. I mean, isn't that where K.D. Lang, multiple Grammy winner, singer, songwriter, K.D. Lang, isn't she from Manitoba? Or somewhere out there, and that's like the far, far wilderness out there, Manitoba. It's beautiful, beautiful country. Vast Canadian, beautiful.
The lurker busts out. That's right. I busted out. I think the first time I actually busted out was the, was it the Hobbit Oscar party where Beefcake performed?
Oh God, Chelsea, yes. Oh my gosh.
Was that for the first Hobbit film? Is that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was amazing.
So Torn had an Oscar party at the American Legion Hall, I believe.
That's it, we did.
In Hollywood.
At the
I was
American
like,
Legion,
and that was
yes.
my first big, like, I'm here and I'm proud to be a Tolkien nerd, and the feast downstairs nearly made me cry at the Hobbit feast that was happening down there. I was so like, this is my people and my tribe.
Yes,
was a great
my
moment.
tribe.
Yep.
Hey, Dwina, we're all fans of Beefcake. Yes, they're really great. They've been here on this very show we've had many a good interview with the guys all together from Bee Cake, as well as, oh, don't tell me we finally got Instagram going live. Do we finally have Instagram going live? It finally worked!
The 24th time's the charm.
And we're in the final 20 minutes of the show. Okay, instead of the audience on Instagram actually getting a 90-minute show, they're getting 20 minutes worth of bliss, because we're going to keep geeking out. The D23 experience is something I really want to do. I really want to do this thing. I want to know more. Because I'm a hardcore Disney fan, as much as I am Miyazaki fan, as much as others.
Which Miyazaki is part of.
Yes, and now and has been, thankfully, seen by a whole generation of kids, thanks to Disney Buena Vista Home Video, getting those discs out there.
Yep.
I have a complete collection, except for The Cat Returns is the only movie I have yet to complete my stacks of Ghibli, Studio Ghibli films. I've got them all others. Now, hey guys, hi Instagram, good to have you. I'm here with Chelsea. This is Chelsea Schwartz from High Voltage. Woo! Find out more delicious details at iamhighvoltage.com.
Or if you want to look at us on Instagram, since you're Instagram people, it's High Voltage Magazine on Instagram.
That's right, High Voltage Magazine. So she's my new co-host with us on at least a 1 or 2 episodes per month. I hope you can come more often, but we'll see how that gets to play out. The thing about the D23 experience, I want to know more about what the Black Cauldron will look like in the hands of redoing it, re-envisioning it. It is a 5-book series. It has more in common with the Chronicles of Narnia and the Lord of the Rings than many of us know. They were written by Lloyd Alexander, and the first book is called The Book of Three, and then there's another book called The Black Cauldron. That's the second book. I think the third book, what is it called? Taran Wanderer. Blah blah blah. All different titles.
Blah, blah, blah. That's like, the name of the book.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, did you hear anything? Did you hear a single word about any of that shit?
They didn't say anything about Black Cauldron. They confirmed the Mulan live action is coming, and that's literally all they said. They showed us the casting for the Aladdin live action.
Yes.
Which with Will Smith as Genie. Interesting.
Will Smith as Genie?
Yeah. I think it could work. I honestly, it's hard to replace Robin Williams, I will say that right now. But Will Smith, it'll be interesting.
Will Smith is immensely talented, but you've already had Mushu done by Eddie Murphy. That's cutting the cloth so close to that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I think that it would have been interesting to have Genie be maybe how about an unknown?
I think they were going
Complete
for
unknown.
Well, the Aladdin and Jasmine, and I may be wrong on this. I at least didn't recognize them, are unknowns.
Okay, that's interesting. That might.
Yes.
Okay, but they need a star for Genie. Then.
So then, this was interesting. I did not know that this was coming from D23. Well, Disney, I should say. They're doing a Nutcracker live-action movie.
Really?
Yeah, and they have...
Don't they have one out every year? There's like foreign productions all the time. My gosh.
This one is the Nutcracker in the Four Realms, I believe, and
oh, wow.
they have Misty Copeland doing the choreography.
Okay.
Which is amazing.
Okay, wow.
And they also had, working with Misty Copeland, Little Buck. If you don't know Little Buck, look him up. His dance style is very pop and lock, but it's more fluid than that. You've probably seen him on iTunes commercials, things like that.
Yeah, Little Buck.
Yeah,
okay.
He came out and actually performed one of the pieces he choreographed for it, and it was amazing. Yes, Disney has Nutcracker. I was shocked too.
Wow,
and then,
that's going to be interesting. Well, there's no chain of title. Anybody can do an adaptation of Tchaikovsky's The Nutcracker.
Yep. I was like, so in the coloring, they showed us a little trailer. It was beautiful set dressing. So I'm curious to see what they do with that. Obviously, Mary Poppins Returns. That was another big one.
Oh, gosh, yes.
They showed us some footage from that one. I was holding my breath. My friend Travis that was with me was holding his breath. Like, we're sitting there like, And even Emily Blunt came out on stage and said, nobody, this is a direct quote, nobody can out Julie Andrews. And
yes, that's true.
so, like, you know, she had big shoes to fill. And by the end of the footage they showed us, I was, like, nearly in tears, and I was happy with what they're doing with it. So,
really? Yeah. Okay, I'm so down for that.
I mean, especially with Dick Van Dyke reprising his role as the old man at the bank and, like, seeing him dance again just warms my heart.
This is super cool. All right,
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, but the best thing out of all of those announcements, and this doesn't include Star Wars or Marvel, that's a separate universe for me. I was like, but out of the Disney announcements, the Lion King live action.
Oh.
I was sobbing like an 8-year-old. Like, it hit some kind of childhood chord for me, and it was amazing.
What'd they show?
So they just literally recreated the exact opening sequence from the animation, but done in live action.
With animals, CG
With
animals.
yeah.
The kind we saw in the Jungle Book.
Yep.
That Disney
and it's
did
the
so
same
well.
director. It's Jon Favreau.
Oh!
Yeah. And literally, I mean, when Rafiki comes out and he breaks the little stick over Simba and Simba
Yes.
sneezes, and I was just lost it.
Really?
Lost it hard.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
dude, really?
Yeah, really.
All right. Okay.
I'm making a lot of people in this chat happy right now. People excited about Lion King, people excited about Dick Van Dyke. I'll give you another little tip about Dick Van Dyke. This was a life goal of mine that I never thought would happen, and it happened. I wanted to dance with Dick Van Dyke, and I've done it. I got to dance on stage twice now with Dick Van Dyke as one of
Whoa.
his chimney sweeps, and this was in the most last couple of years.
Wow,
and
cool.
that was a bucket list dream for me.
That's kind of brilliant in every way. I'm really, really impressed. But I have an inner voice that struggles with why is Disney remaking live-action Dumbo? We didn't need
That
a
was
live.
the other thing they announced was the Dumbo. That's what I knew
Yeah,
about it.
we didn't need the live-action Pete's Dragon, and everybody said the live-action Cinderella was okay. Live-action Maleficent was an interesting, revision. But
I liked the take that they had on Maleficent. I was surprisingly. I found Cinderella surprisingly enjoyable. I very much liked the message of have courage and be kind. I quote it regularly.
yes. Well, I mean, it's not always a bullseye. Sometimes it's a hit or miss. But Disney has no failure with Jon Favreau doing the Jungle Book, and with that as their next standard, then The Lion King is a surefire
Oh my
hit.
god, it's gonna be amazing. I love
It's
the
a
chat
surefire
room
hit.
singing all of Circle of Life right now. You guys are giving me life.
Okay. Oh,
Oh, and
Iravandi.
Hakuna Matata.
Iravandi needed the live-action Pete's Dragon. Okay.
Okay. Oh, and Justin needed
Justin's
it as
a
well.
fan. I'm not a fan, but Justin is a fan. Yes, I know. Carl Urban. I know. Carl Urban is awesome. Carl Urban is everything. I know. But seriously, folks.
It's gonna be amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We can start talking Thor Ragnarok at any moment. That you, I am all for this film.
Will be everything.
That film is going to be everything. I completely agree.
Justin's talking to us from behind the control room. My friend, pull up the San Diego Comic-Con Thor Ragnarok poster. The brightly colored one.
Which poster? I got 3 different ones at Comic-Con.
The concentric circles with all the bright colors.
Yep.
Yeah, pull up the one with all the concentric circles and bright colors that have all the characters lined up in that beautiful central symmetry. It is an amazing, amazing poster. Justin, if you could pull that up in our TriCaster, that would be really, really brilliant. William Kircher sends his love to all. We've got a private message exclusive on theonering.net just for you fans for watching us on Torn Tuesday. Here he is. He says, hey, just love to all. He's sending out some sugar. Sugar from Biffer from the dwarf William Kircher.
There's the poster.
All right, that's it. Tell me that Kate Blanchett, who is over 7,000 years old as Galadriel, is bringing this elemental power to the role of Hela, the goddess of death. This is so cool. This is my favorite poster, bar none, from any of the Marvel movies. None of them come close to this. And I like me some Iron Man posters. I really enjoyed what they did with Ant-Man. Those are some fun posters too. But even Doctor Strange was a bit of a letdown compared to this. This is giving me life.
And the Doctor Strange poster had so many elements into it.
Yeah, it was a bit overstuffed.
Yeah, no, Marvel is continuing to outdo themselves every time. And, I was
love
really
that
shocked
poster.
at D23. They brought no mention of Thor Ragnarok, no mention of Black Panther, but they showed us footage from Infinity War. And Infinity War was just... I can't even talk about it. It's speechless. I'm still processing it, and that was 3 weeks ago.
Whoa,
Yeah.
really?
I was like, but we did get like a teaser trailer that for Ragnarok and Black Panther that they never showed in a panel. But if you got to a panel early, they had a sizzle reel going, and it was included in the sizzle reel, and like it was very subtle for you to notice.
Oh, whoa, that is so cool. That is super, super cool.
But yeah, if anybody has seen the Thor trailer footage now, that whole here's your gladiator, and it's the Incredible Hulk, and he comes out, and Thor goes, hey, I know this guy. It's a friend from work. It's just that scene. I know this movie is going to be my favorite already.
I believe Cate Blanchett will have an ongoing relationship with Thanos and will be an integral part of the Infinity War.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
I also, I'm just really excited to see Benedict Cumberbatch with Chris Hemsworth and everybody having Doctor Strange working with Thor and
Yes.
trying to help with whatever's going on with Loki.
But Kate is critical to the entire Infinity War.
Oh yes, she is.
She is the reason Thanos is trying to collect all the
All-
gems to impress her.
That's, yeah.
The Infinity Stones.
Justin saying off stage what I'm sorry, I didn't mention it because I thought everybody implicitly knew. But the fact is that Thanos will be motivated to go after the Infinity Stones and have possession of the gauntlet. The Infinity War is going to exist because he's trying to impress Cate Blanchett and her character Hela.
Trying to impress a girl. Go
Yeah.
figure.
In the comic books, it was originally like a hooded death. And she was a female Grim Reaper. And Thanos wanted to impress Death because he fell in love with her. Now, that was the original books from way, way back in the days. Now, instead of just a Grim Reaper type skull woman with a scythe and a hood, they're going to just use the goddess of death as Hela and let her character transition into that next segment of the story. So, don't expect Cate Blanchett to meet her end in Ragnarok. I think she will survive the film. I'm just saying. Spoilers. I'm just spoiling it for you.
Spoilers.
That explains why she was at Meltdown.
When? When was she at Meltdown recently?
She was here like a year ago, remember?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, she was starting to do some research on that stuff. Exactly. And I needed to get her to autograph my copy of The Lord of the Rings. Live video ended.
Do we need to hit a button?
Well, we're off the air in 9 minutes. The live video ended. It's too bad because our connection on Instagram has been real wonky. It wasn't quite working. Let's not share it. Let's just try it again. Let's,
Kate must have come to Meltdown the minute she got hired.
she must have.
Well, I mean, Marvel being in the Disney family, they know what they're doing. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I really loved Doctor Strange, the film in general. He's my favorite Marvel character. Like in the DC universe, my favorite character is his equivalent, which is John Constantine. You know, the trickster magician who is always, getting into these weird scrapes with beings from the netherworld and from beyond dimensional space and time. And where Doctor Strange just takes that up to a much more Eastern influenced type of a thing, but it's still similar characters. I'm all about my magicians in my Marvel and DC worlds.
Yes.
All about that. Timothy Hunter, the Books of Magic in DC Vertigo, which was everything that J.K. Rowling could find as inspiration for Harry Potter. Yeah, all Harry Potter. Yeah, a little bespectacled British orphan boy who gets a white owl and suddenly discovers he's a wizard and has to be, trained in magical arts.
Yep.
Where'd that come from? Neil Gaiman. Oops. Sorry. You knew that.
Have you read Neil Gaiman's Norse mythology?
I've seen
need to read
everyone.
it. I need to
Everyone
read
around
this.
me has it.
Everybody's talking about it right now.
Yeah, everyone's
I
got a
love
copy.
Norse mythology.
You want to read about mythology and Neil Gaiman? You get a lot of that in American Gods. Oh my gosh! Have you been watching American Gods? Anybody raise your hands? Who've been watching American Gods? Yeah, good stuff.
Great.
Yes, Justin says it's great.
Have you not been watching it?
I have not been watching it.
Oh,
I'm a
okay.
fan of the
Yeah,
original
good.
novel, but
They did a great job with it. Great job.
the lead actor, Ian McShane. Oh, anything with Ian McShane. So awesome. Janessa says in our live chat, fun fact, there was a scene in Doctor Strange that was shot in Exeter College, which is where Tolkien attended in Oxford, which I got to visit 2 years ago. Beautiful place. Yes, good stuff, Janessa. I love visiting Oxford. We shot some footage there for our documentary, Ringer's Lord of the Fans. You know who else is from that area in Oxford? Pullman, who wrote the Amber Spyglass and the Golden Compass. His Dark Materials. That guy, what's his name? Pullman. Yeah, His Dark Materials. That's all set in Oxford, where Tolkien was a student and also
And the guy
taught.
that played Tolkien on Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. You know what? We should have him back. Now that he's outside of his non-disclosure agreement with the CW, now that that show is already broadcast on the network, we should invite him to come back and have a chat with us and talk about, fantasy films and geek stuff. We love having geeks crash our show. Spoiler alert. What spoiler? Chris Pratt, Robert Downey Jr., and Chris Hemsworth
on the same
set. What could possibly go wrong? Dallas says. Did you see the Infinity Wars mega poster that combines all these Marvel characters?
Yeah.
I can't wait for Black Panther. I cannot wait for
I can't wait for Thor, for Black Panther, for all of it.
Thor.
I mean, Ant-Man and Wasp even is coming.
Ant-Man and Wasp. Oh, wait, that's our Tauriel. That's our Evangeline Lilly.
We don't talk about Tauriel.
Oh. Oh, and Gollum. Wait, really, Andy Serkis? You know what? What is a crying shame?
Yeah, Andy Serkis is reprising his role, which I was really confused when I saw that footage, because I was like, I thought he was killed, but I guess maybe he just took a bad fall and survived it. I don't...
Unless you see a body, the character's still alive.
And Martin Freeman is in it.
And
Yes,
Martin Freeman is in the Marvel world.
We've got a lot of our Tolkien universe in Marvel now, which makes me very happy.
I have one thing to say.
What is that?
I love me some Marvel universe. I really, really do.
And that
I
extends
really do.
for me into the Netflix television Marvel with Iron Fist, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage. I cannot wait for Defenders August 18th. I can't wait.
That's coming around the mountain when she comes. That's going to be so, so good. Yes, Ellen Design is correct. American Gods is a good one to start with. Did you read Sandman? We're talking about the writing, the written works of Neil Gaiman, one of my favorite authors, one of the best people in the business, and he's so erudite and so beautifully charming and smart. I don't have enough good things to say about him. You want to read good stuff? The Sandman is, by far, considered like the top crown jewel of the indie comics world that redefined what comic storytelling could go and do and be before Grant Morrison grandly entered the stage and rewrote all the rules again, as he is wont to do. Bless his heart. But Neil Gaiman, yes, The Sandman, the most wonderful thing I can recommend. You a fan of Stardust?
I don't know Stardust.
Yes, you see the movie with Michelle Pfeiffer and what's his face, Daredevil himself.
Oh, Charlie Cox?
Yep, Charlie Cox is the lead, romantic lead in Stardust with Claire Danes, and a really, really fun performance by Michelle Pfeiffer. It's such a... And Bobby De Niro in drag. You've got to see it. You've got to see Robert De Niro, the pirate, the sky pirate, and his crazy penchant.
I like pirates.
His penchant for cross-dressing. It's quite Ed Wood. It's, a little bit of Ed Wood moment there.
I love Ed Wood.
You're going to love Stardust if you haven't seen it. But yeah, I mean, you got Neil Gaiman all over the place. And, Good Omens that he co-wrote with Terry Pratchett. That's also a really fun book. Okay, wait, Kaiten Suji, you met Christopher Lee? You did not. You met Christopher Lee at a bookshop in Oxford for the Baron and Luthien signing? Well, that's amazing. Wow. You mean Alan Lee, because Christopher Lee died.
It might have been a while ago.
No, but the Baron and Luthien book signing was just a couple of months ago. And if you were at the Baron and Luthien book signing, you may have seen Alan Lee, not Christopher Lee. Want to make sure we get that right. Oh my gosh. That's a little bit of a course correction, but I want to make sure we got the names right. Before we end our show, Chelsea, are you going to keep going back to Comic-Con?
Oh, yeah.
Is there a breaking point for you where
No.
it becomes too much?
So this year was, I think, 18 years of attending South by Southwest in a row.
Wow.
I was like, and my 5th or 6th year of Comic-Con.
Okay.
I was just like, I mean, I'm at a convention almost every weekend. This weekend, I'll be at the Dragon and Meeple convention, which is a new tabletop convention in Los Angeles. If anyone's in LA, come play board games this weekend.
Oh, really? Cool. A tabletop convention weekend?
Yep. So it's all day Saturday and Sunday. It goes straight through. You can be playing games at 2 a.m. if you want to be up at 2 a.m. playing games.
I love that.
Yep.
I love that. That sounds like Strategicon, which is, a big gamers convention.
Which they have Gateway coming up on Labor Day weekend.
That's right around the corner. You know what? They've been...
Think of all these blogs saying Comic-Con is over, it's done, the lines are out of control, it's the worst experience.
People like to complain. Justin's asking what we think of all the blogs saying that Comic-Con is over. Basically what happened this year is Comic-Con had a huge crackdown on media. So if you were just a blogger or if you only existed on Tumblr or social media, you didn't get a badge this year. So a lot of people were really upset about that. The lines are out of control, but the lines are out of control anywhere you go when you've got that many actors and talent and YouTubers and exclusives and, you know, the toys, the shopping in one room. The line's going to be out of control.
Indeed, it is. Hey, you're getting a farewell from Dallas. Yes, it was great to have you on the show, Mr. Dallas Barnett, and he congratulates you, Chelsea. And yes, Pete Northrunner. Yes, our gal, she's here with us, with Hannah and Justin. We're going to have our co-hosts with us while I remain, perhaps, the stalwart practitioner of the art of Ringer fandom. I will remain your rock, your steadfast rock. I will remain.
Justin says he won't leave.
I won't leave. I will remain sincerely yours. For my audience, I will remain your amiable host. It's 6:30.
Well, thank you very much, everybody, for being so kind and welcoming to me this week, in general. You guys rock.
You guys totally rock. I have to apologize to my friend who said, were you at the 2017 Johnny Ramone tribute that just happened at Hollywood Forever Cemetery? It's breaking my heart. We had plans to go, but then all that fell through and I did not get to go. Down the road at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, they did a tribute.
They do it almost every year.
Yeah, for Johnny Ramone from the Ramones.
And Johnny's wife, Linda, I believe, puts it on.
Yeah, it was a big deal. And they showed Buffalo 66 on the side of the mausoleum, and the director, Vincent Gallo, was there to introduce it, an old friend of Johnny Ramone. I missed it. I wish I had been there. I missed it. So thank you for mentioning it, because it's making me feel even more guilty for missing it. So I'm sorry, but I would have been there. That would have been a cool event. But you're a blessing in disguise. You're actually so awesome, Chelsea. Good to have you here.
Yeah,
it's so good to have Chelsea here with us on Torn Tuesday. Next time, Instagrammers, we'll have a better connection. We'll get some of that network stuff worked out, and we'll have you join us. In the meantime, I think I might put on my favorite pair. You ready for some more fun glasses?
Oh, yeah. I was eyeing those the whole time.
You want to try these? They're brand new. See? They're brand new. I like these.
Matches my shirt and my eyes.
Guys, we're signing off with our fun glasses. Should I try the pink ones? Pink ones? Maybe I should have two different sets of glasses. Pink and white. You guys are an awesome, awesome audience. You are faithful and wonderful, and I say goodnight to you all. Thank you to the late people who stayed up in the United Kingdom and the early people who stayed up in the Tomorrowverse, which hasn't even happened yet on my side of the planet. Thank you for joining us. To all of you streamers, Kaiten Suji.
Have a great night. Have a great afternoon wherever you are around the world. I'll see you guys again in a couple weeks. You'll see Cliff next week.
That's right. Hey, Diane.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that if you want to keep up with the geeky things I do in the meantime.
Yes, and where do we find you?
My personal Twitter is at UncoolRockstar, which I believe was at the bottom the whole time.
It was.
Otherwise, you can follow High Voltage at High Voltage Mag on Twitter or High Voltage Magazine on other platforms. And
yes,
keep up.
Please do.
We've got a lot of great content from Comic-Con that's still to be posted, from Once Upon a Time and The Magicians and Winona Earp, which is another show I love. So
digging it. Thank you for doing this Comic-Con review with me. Love having you on the show. Thank you, Justin, for producing in the background and supporting us in this effort. Everybody, have a great night. We'll see you next week. Ciao.
Mwah.